I miss the days of going into Hastings or a mom and pop record shop. I miss those days of just, even if you didn't buy anything, a lot of the great bands that I have found were in those mom and pop pawn shop. Um, get 3 CDs for $7 or uh, however the deal was at the time. I remember buying, I would go in and I would lift up a CD and I would judge it by the cover, the year, and then I flipped to the back of the album and I would look at the song titles, and those song titles would tell me which albums maybe I should buy, what would I be into, because I wasn't a death metal fan. I was, at this point, I was really going down the rabbit hole of 80s rock bands, which I found very interesting that when people say, "Oh, what killed rock and roll was because of there were so many bands that tried to be that way." Every time there's a popular band that comes out, other bands try to be that way, and that's just even with grunge. So whenever they say, "Oh, that happened with hair metal," well, guess what? That happened with grunge, rap, modern rock, just whatever is popular. America is going to have thousands of whatever to come in and try to make that money. But one of the best bands I ever found, best CDs, was Y&T's Contagious. I paid $3.99 for it. It was unopened. I bought it at Hastings. I remember just coming out to the car and popping it in, and you knew within 5 seconds. It got to the point where you knew when the CD was good or not within that time frame. I don't know if there's something about the playing, something about the I don't know if it was the just the players, the production, the whatever it might be. But just because a CD sounds good doesn't mean that that's going to have that pop, Because I bought Tangier and all these other bands' CDs, London Choir Boys, real cheap, and I didn't dig a lot of that stuff. Even Outlaw Blood, I think, was one of them, and it's just like, eh. So, but I do miss that. Now you can easily just jump on YouTube and Google 80s rock band obscure, and you're going through a list. But I've even found myself where I have a playlist of new rock bands and where they're not a part of my life, where I'm not going out here and buying that CD or looking at a CD and seeing that advertisement for that band. It's just different whenever it's all given to you on a platform like YouTube. So it's very rare that I will find something new and play it more than the handful of times. And whenever I think about that, what has been new that has really affected me recently, the new Ace Frehley CD. I had it in my car for about a month, and I do enjoy it. But I also found myself just popping in Space Invader. Um, the other Marilyn Manson's The Red Flag, Raise the Red Flag. I felt like that was a really good song too. That I played a few times, and I don't really listen to music like that, but I kind of feel like where songs are not a part of our life anymore. Like even with MySpace, you were going on MySpace, and every time you hit that profile, you would hear the song. And I guess, whatever, when songs become the soundtrack to your life or whatever, then that's how you start to grow real close to them. So I miss the outlet stores. And it's taken a whole lot for me to find something new and embrace it. And the last time I really did that was with Rick James watching the documentary, which was a visual, and a lot of his songs are popular. But that documentary sent me down the rabbit hole of checking out all of his albums, and I really just started falling in love with everything that he did in the 80s, just about. Um, so I miss that, and I don't know how young people are going to find their bands, and I kind of feel like, if you want to be big and popular and you want to come out now and you want to, try to make it as a rock band, well, you're probably are going to have to put your song in a video game, and if you can get that song played at certain points in a video game multiple times, then that's how a song really is going to get into people's heads. But then I got to imagine a lot of the big bands already have the power for that market. It's no different than going to Walmart and you're seeing your Coca-Colas and Pepsis. Well, those brands purchase that spot to sell their stuff. So let's go full circle with this. It's another reason why rock music is dead. There's no way of being able to advertise songs outside of just throwing it up on Facebook, throwing it up on YouTube. There's no way to make money off of it. There's no way to have a hit single. And you're always going to have that person that says, "Oh, yeah, you can have a hit single." Well, the issue with that is you can also win the lottery. But the abundance, the development of being in a rock band, unfortunately, isn't there anymore. And it was the sign of the times going into a mom and pop VHS store or mom and pop music store and going through those records. And then you're putting down hard-earned money to check these albums out. And I don't know if that's another reason why you pop them in the player, you give them a shot. When it's free on YouTube, when there's no investment, it's really interesting to see what the future of entertainment will be. Even Redbox is going out of style, or out of business and out of style. I also want to warn you. So this is, and I'll get off here. When you are buying digital, let's say you go to Amazon and you purchase the new Aliens Romulus, okay? They have a license to sell you that. So you are buying a part of the licensing agreement from Amazon, which they have purchased the licensing agreement for. When their contract for Alien Romulus runs out and their licensing agreement is over, then your licensing agreement is over and you no longer own rights to watch that film. So this is what they are going to wind up doing for us. Like when you buy a DVD, Blu-ray, 4K disc, you actually own rights to watch that however you want at your home. But when you're buying digital, you are buying, it's all in the hands of time. Just like the memories of music and how cool it used to be and going into a Hastings. That was just all how it was then. I think it'd be cool to talk to like some kids that are like 14 or 15 that are into music and ask them, well, what's getting you to find new bands? What are you? How is your experience? Because this is ours and we miss it. So what is yours? And then talk to people that get older and be like, okay, well, what do you miss? Oh, they might even say, well, man, I miss Napster. You know. So anyway, that was what was on my heart today to talk about with music. If y'all have any memories of where did you get your CDs from or albums, what was the name of the place? Are they still around? You know, the place that I bought a lot of my CDs and stuff, they're still here, but it's a movie rental store. They don't do music as much like they used to. Alright, so the next video, who knows what I'll talk about. I'll just kind of talk about whatever's on my heart. I may even talk about stories from concerts, stories with artists, stories with albums. Got a lot of trick or treat stuff coming up as well. So just kind of follow the channel, man. Come on, just follow the channel, man.